We all know that life is harder with less money. What makes it even worse is the common belief that the less money you have, the harder it is to make more. This is called the cycle of poverty or the poverty trap. It's incredibly hard to escape poverty, but not impossible. Let's talk about exactly how the cycle of poverty happens and how you can beat it. The simplest way to visualize the poverty cycle is in terms of cash flow. Cash flow looks at how much money you have going out versus how much you have coming in. If you have more money coming in than going out, you'll have some left over for savings. You can use this money as a safety net should something bad happen, or use it to invest and grow your net worth. If you have more money going out than coming in, you're gathering debt. Even if you're breaking even, your money is probably being spent on basic necessities or paying off old debt, and your net worth can't grow. The less money you have coming in, the harder it is to have anything left over after you pay for rent, food, and other things necessary for survival. Those in poverty are likely spending 100% of their money just getting it to the next day. If you're concerned about getting enough food, you won't be able to spend money on the things that will improve your life, like education, or make investments to grow your net worth over time. Another example of how the poverty trap works is how many of us started our adult lives. College. College requires a laptop, textbooks, and transportation, not to mention housing near or on campus. All of that adds up to thousands of dollars of expenses that will only pay off many years in the future. Imagine trying to graduate college without a laptop, without being able to live on campus, or even without accessible transportation to your classes. The fewer resources you have at the start, the harder it is to graduate. It could take you longer to graduate, you'll take on more debt, or you may have to drop out altogether. Poverty can make it nearly impossible to invest in your future with a higher education. It also makes it challenging to absorb accidental losses. If we know how the cycle works, how do we escape it? It is challenging, not impossible, to escape the cycle of poverty. Keep in mind, there are different levels of poverty, and a lot of economic factors rely on luck and other things out of your control, like where you were born and how much your parents made. But the following tips are a great place to start. The first thing you should do is build up a particular mindset, delaying gratification. This is often suggested as a money-saving tool, but it's often explained poorly. Many of us are bad at delaying gratification, but even if you are bad at it right now, you can work on it to improve. The most important thing to make the future reward far superior to what you are receiving now, it must appear better not only to your rational brain, but also to your impulsive brain. This is why so many people fail at saving money. You know logically that you shouldn't spend your whole paycheck on new clothes because you're saving money to pay off your student loan debt. But paying off student loan debt doesn't appeal to the impulsive side of your brain. Buying new clothes does. So break up the goal into smaller pieces and reward yourself along the way. For instance, for every $1,000 that you save, take a day trip to the beach. The goals and rewards can vary based on your preferences. However, make sure to include rewards that are more exciting than what you can get right now. The other thing you can do is replace the thing you want right now with something else that's less expensive but still enjoyable. Instead of dropping $50 buying nonsense online, go buy a $3 smoothie, watch a really funny YouTube video, or take a nice walk. Doing something pleasurable will fulfill the need you were trying to fill with the shopping spree without taking such a big hit to your wallet. However, you might have noticed that my examples of what to do instead may not be accessible to those in the deepest levels of poverty. This adds to the difficulty of escaping this cycle. Do your best to find suitable positive substitutions, given your situation. You may be wondering why you struggle with this, while perhaps some of your peers have no problem putting off rewards. Your natural ability to delay gratification is tied to your household income as a child. If you grew up in a poorer home, you had to act quickly, or a resource might disappear. After all, if your fridge is sometimes empty, when it is full, you better eat. Children from wealthier families are more comfortable waiting because they are secure in the knowledge that whatever they want will still be there later. So your natural ability to delay gratification and the success and financial stability that will come with it are more related to your parents' income levels than to your personality. You can still improve this ability wherever you are starting from, and doing so will help you save money in the future. We have 3 other recommendations to escape the poverty trap. Actually, there's one thing you should absolutely do first, even before our 3 recommendations. The good news is, you've already started. Educate yourself on personal finance. Now for our top 3 tips to stop the poverty cycle. First, complete the highest level of education possible given your situation. Having at least a high school diploma, GED, or otherwise has been proven to help people break out of poverty. It allows you to have more job opportunities if you have a high school diploma or GED. It's estimated that around 36% of jobs require no more than a high school diploma. If you don't have that diploma, your job pool shrinks to 12%. In addition to more opportunities, you'll also be paid better. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says that on average, those with a high school diploma earn about $10,000 more annually. Second, get a full-time job. Full-time work not only provides more money and long-term stability, but it also comes with insurance, which can help protect against the kind of emergency expenses that keep people in poverty. Many people can't afford insurance or preventative healthcare. Even with insurance, a simple doctor's checkup can cost several $100s. People skip their annual checkup because they can't afford it, but that means they don't catch problems early on when they are easier to treat. People who don't have access to preventative healthcare often become sicker later, resulting in greater expenses. To cover these unplanned costs, people in the poverty cycle often have to go into debt. That means any money they do save is usually spent quickly, either on debt or covering emergencies. Nothing is left over for improving their earning potential or quality of life. Contrary to what you've been told, there are many well-paying jobs that don't require more than a high school diploma. For instance, there are opportunities in healthcare, like administration in a doctor's office or assisting in a pharmacy. These jobs don't require an advanced degree, but they pay well and offer full-time hours. Government jobs are another good choice. Becoming a mail carrier or emergency dispatcher are two options that pay well, require only a high school diploma, and don't come with the risk of life or limb, unlike being a police officer or firefighter. One industry in which you should seriously consider a career is the trades. An electrician, mason, plumber, or carpenter, for example, are all excellent choices. Even new plumbers can make between $40,000 and $80,000. In some areas, plumbers can earn up to six figures simply because there aren't that many plumbers around. Plumbers, like many other jobs in the trade, require paid apprenticeships instead of a degree. A paid apprenticeship entails 4 to 5 years of lower pay, but still full-time work that will pay off with higher wages later when you become a journeyman. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, being promoted to a journeyman can often double your pay. The final suggestion is not always an option, but if you can manage it, it will help you escape the poverty cycle. Wait until after marriage to have children. Being just one person responsible for all childcare duties and expenses is a monumental challenge. If you have children as a single parent in poverty, all of your resources go toward helping those children survive and make it through school. For this reason, it is better to wait until you have 2 incomes. Not to mention, the money you save on child-related expenses could possibly compound interest and add to your wealth over time, increasing your overall net worth later. People in poverty often don't have access to contraceptives or reproductive education, so this one is not always doable. But if you're in a position where you can wait to start your family, do it. The best way to end the cycle of poverty should come from a reorganization of our social resources. If people have access to safety nets and emergencies, and their basic needs are met, it will be easier for them to rise economically. Until then, you can improve your own life by delaying gratification, getting a high school diploma, working full-time, and waiting until marriage to have kids. For our top tips on living frugally like Warren Buffett and saving money, check out this video.